Hi there, I'm Payne from Physio Conditioning, home of the Super Monkey training system, and I'm here with my good friend Danny Macmillan from Macmillan Martial Arts Academy. One of the things me and Danny have been talking about from the BJJ and the MMA perspective is that we see a lot of guys who have neck problems either from their mat work, their training, competition, and so over the years what we've been trying to do is come up with some strategies, some systems to basically work the deep stability of the neck and to provide a little bit more security and a bit more strength, deep strength, which will protect the neck and protect the joints. So one of those strategies that we'd like to share with you today is using the power bands. Now these power bands are often used in strength and conditioning to add a dynamic resistance methods to your lifting. Okay, but there's a lot of other things you can use them for, and one of the things is to add just enough tension, just enough stress through the neck to provide activation of the deep neck stabilizers. So you don't want to jump to the great big exercises doing trap shrugs and kettlebell shrugs, because that will get your upper traps working, which is important, but that comes later on. First of all, you want to work deep stability. So Danny, if you want to show just with the band behind your neck, the first exercise. Okay, so all we do is, to start with, we go for an isometric hold. So that means that nothing moves, nothing in the neck moves at all. It's very important to get that isometric, static stability, okay, because that's a very secure and safe position for the neck. As soon as you start rotating the neck and extending and flexing the neck, it becomes much more difficult to stabilize. So we work with this isometric position. Okay, now what Danny can do is he can step back and he can put as much tension as he likes on this band, and he has to keep the static position, and that's activating now the deep stabilizers in his neck. He can put a little bit of dynamic movement in as he's doing. You can roll the shoulders just to stimulate a little bit more dynamic reflexive control. Okay, so that's one thing you can do. If you've got a partner, they can come in and they can just tap this band. They can just give you a little bit of stimulus, and all you're doing is just holding it there. Just keep your breath nice and relaxed. Just concentrate on a deep static hold. And we'd only keep it there for about a minute or a minute and a half. Just step up, take the pressure off. How did that feel?
Yeah, good. Really warms up.
Okay.
Good for practice.
Good. Okay, so that's looking at the static stability, and that's definitely the first level that you want to be looking at in order to initiate this deep neck stability control. It's important that you keep your chin down. You've got to make a double chin, and that keeps the spinal joints in a good alignment, and you don't want to start rotating or looking up and down at this stage. It's a big challenge to the neck, isn't it? Mm-hmm. When we look at doing the lateral stability, because often we want to stabilize in the neck with the head on the floor, then what we can do is put the band around sideways. Keep your ear on the outside, looks a bit strange, but keep it on the outside, otherwise it can squash your ear and get a little bit uncomfortable. If you're a big tough BJJ or MMA fighter, you don't really care about your cauliflower ears, but if you're just a normal person like me, you do. Okay, so in this one I'm going to add in a little bit more dynamic movement, but I still want to concentrate on keeping this isometric control of my neck. So I'm looking at keeping this as still and as static as possible. I want to keep my shoulders down. I don't want to start bringing in my upper traps, because as soon as I do, these big muscles will try and take over the job of stabilizing my neck, and the deep stabilizers will just become redundant. So I want to try and keep my shoulders down on my back, keep this neutral position in my neck, and I can just lunge out sideways. And this starts to be a little bit more ballistic. So this is more encouraging the neck to handle the force that's being provided into the head. So it'd be a little bit more like a strike, a punch, that kind of thing, wouldn't it? Yeah. So you can do it sideways, you can do it from the front. It's actually quite hard from the front. You'll feel a lot of recruitment, sternocleidomastoid as well at the front, this big muscle. It's one of the strongest muscles, one of the first muscles we get in our development, and that's okay. You need that muscle to stabilize, and as long as you keep your mouth closed and your chin down, you will also get the deep stability muscles that control the spinal joints. So you can use these bands to initiate, so on a regular basis, build up some basic strength in your neck, but you can also use them before your class if you know you're going to be doing maybe a choke type thing.
Defenses, or you know you're going to end up sparring at the end of your class, it's important too.
Right, so headlocks, chokes, all of that defense.
Even controlling positions or bridging.
So you want to get some of this band work in there just to initiate that stability, and then you'll find that you'll do the class a lot safer and your neck will be in a better position to do that.
Less injuries in the future.
Less injuries, that's what we want.
Great.
Okay, thanks for listening.